Welcome to the Loud Lounge with yours truly, Selector Free. And today, this has been an interview that I've wanted on my bucket list for a long time. Bermuda, we finally have him in the building. Kevin Cron. Kevin Cron, welcome
man?
to the Loud
man.
Lounge.
Thank you. What's up, man?
So Kevin, we're not going to do no talking.
All right.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's go.
We're going to talk about Kevin Crown. How the name Kevin Crown came about.
Okay.
And what really got you into DJing?
Well, I've always been a fan of music. My mother would always tell a story. I was one of those babies that you couldn't stop crying, right? No matter what, especially if she left, I was crying till she came back. The only thing that would stop me from crying was music. And one of the music that I could first remember was Michael Jackson. So they would play Michael Jackson records and I would stop crying. And eventually when I was able to walk, I would start dancing to it. So music was always like my first love. I got into DJing, strangely enough, to make my own mixtapes. Because if you a fan of actual mixtapes, like cassette tapes, yeah. Sometimes you get a cassette tape and maybe 20 minutes of it is good, or they didn't play the songs in the right order, or the right tempo, or they left a song off. So at first I used to take tapes and make like Frankenstein mixtapes, like record one here, this and this and that. And then one day I realized, looking at my father's record collection, that I could make my own mixes. And that's what sparked the interest.
Okay. So how long have you been DJing, Kevin?
Well, I've been DJing since the age of 12 now, so...
It's been a while.
It's been a while,
It's been a while. So let's get into a side of Kevin Crown that other parts of the world understand, but not Bermuda as of yet.
Okay.
In Bermuda, you have got the label of being primarily a soca DJ.
Absolutely.
But as me being a fan and seeing you progress through the years, I know your main forte, you're actually a great open format DJ.
Yes, thank you. That's what I actually consider myself. People get upset when I say this, and I just look at it as not limiting myself. I'm not a soca DJ. I'm a DJ who can play soca very well. I'm not a dancehall DJ. I'm a DJ that can play dancehall very well. Same thing goes with R&B, same thing goes with hip hop, same things goes with Afro beats and whatever else you have. You know, I've dedicated my life to studying music, and you know, when somebody says, oh, that's a soca DJ, you know, somebody who's, you know, into other music may not even look at me, not understanding I could be one of your greatest investments. I am an advocate for soca, I'm an advocate for dancehall, I'm an advocate for reggae music, I'm an advocate for good music. And like I said, I've come into a space where people trust me on my decision makings, and I get to show many sides of me now, so yeah.
Okay, now showing your versatility, that you're one of the most versatile DJs I can honestly say from my perspective. What is Kevin Crown's actual favorite genre of music?
See, that's the thing about it is it's not about me, because when I'm playing in front of a crowd, my favorite genre is the one that makes them the happiest. Okay. So whatever they love, I love. At the time, like if I'm playing when I'm home, I would like to say soca music is fun to play, because it's a lot of different things you can do with the music. You know, there's always different mixes of the songs. There's always different transitions that you can make up and down, because soca's so broad. You got from 95 BPM all the way up to 8, you know what I mean, to 160. So just figuring out all the different transitions, the wordplay, the different subgenres like jab, dennery, bashment, bouillon. You know, it's so vast, and it's once you get into it, it's fun to play around with.
Okay. And we're gonna stray out of your genres, but a lot of those Bermudians that don't know, they can look at me. Kevin Cron is an accomplished sound DJ.
Yeah.
He's been in Fully Loaded.
Yes.
For those that don't know, that is one of the biggest juggling dancers in Jamaica. Yeah. But the world that are now discovering you don't really know your past. So tell them about the past events and things that have now structured to the now Kevin Cron that we see.
Okay, so anybody who knows about Brooklyn, I was a DJ on Wagwan Radio. Shout out to my brother Steely Bashment. He also had something called Wagwan Wednesdays. You know, I've played in every single borough. I've played in Jersey, I've played in Connecticut, I've played in Florida. Strangely enough, the first place I ever flew to play was Japan. I've been to Japan 4 times, and that was for straight reggae dancehall music. And the way they discovered me was through one of the mixtapes that I made. And it's funny because I got into DJing to make mixtapes. One of the mixtapes that I put out got discovered in Japan, and they bootlegged it. You know, they made their own cover, had it big Japanese, King Crown, whatever the case may be, and it was very popular. Somebody from Brooklyn was in Japan and said, yo, I know those guys. And we got the opportunity, we impressed them, and we were invited back. I've been to Japan a total of 4 times, you know, just off, you know, music. And it's good, man. Fully Loaded was definitely one of the highlights back in the days for me, because I didn't know I was gonna be on it until the day before.
Oh, wow.
So I wasn't, the first time, I wasn't prepped for it. It was just like I think I was in backstage at Sumfest doing some interviews, and I ran into Bounty, and you know, me and him are cool with each other, and I kind of just put the bug in his ear like, yo, I want to be on Fully Loaded. He said, you want to be on Fully Loaded? Well, you're on it. And just like that, I got a slot, maybe 15, 20 minutes. But you know, when I came out and I got my first couple of forwards, I was like, yo, this is amazing. That's the first time I saw so many people. I couldn't see people. It's just people till I couldn't see no more. Going straight back. I believe it was maybe like 20,000 people, but it might as well have been 1 million to me, because I never seen that level of audience in my life.
Now, speaking about your DJing, you are a touring DJ. We can officially say that.
Yes.
So being a touring DJ, you've traveled all different parts of the world. Can you tell us a few of the places you've been? Wow,
I've been almost every island in the Caribbean, you know, Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, St. Croix. I haven't been to St. Thomas yet. St. Lucia, Barbados, Guyana, Grenada, of course, Jamaica, London, Toronto, all across the United States, and you know, some of the places that I would like to go, the conversations have happened, but it hasn't logistically worked out yet.
Okay.
Japan, of course, I'm probably leaving out some places, but yeah, I tour.
Well, the reason why I asked you this, as a touring DJ, you knew that songs hit different.
Absolutely.
In different countries.
Absolutely.
So let's give a little footnote to the DJs that are listening. How does Kevin Cron do his homework or research when it's going to a different country?
So if you're going to a country for the first time, if your gig is on Saturday and you don't have a gig on Friday, try to fly in on Thursday or Friday.
To get your feet on the ground.
To get your feet on the ground. Listen to the radio. Check out a party. I like to talk to women. Okay. Women, you know, no disrespect. If you're outside of the business, the casual listener, the best casual listener is usually a woman.
It's true. You
know, the best is, so if you want to know, you ask women, you ask taxi drivers, yo, because they're always listening to the radio. You know, doing your homework is key. And if you go to a place, make a friend. a local DJ, I don't care if it's the small, matter of fact, the smaller one, the better. Because the smaller one, the smaller DJs, and no disrespect, using the word smaller, but the for lack of a better word, the smaller DJs will probably look up to you. The headline DJs will see you as a threat. You know, they'll see you as competition. So make friends with a smaller local DJ and find out what's going on. You know, what songs are playing, what do they like. So once you go there one time, you see what you have, you can build upon it. So when you go back next time, you know what's going on. And always remember, it's never about you until it's about you. I go to promoters, yo, give me some neighborhoods I could big up. Is there a north side? Is there a south side? Is there a east side? Is there a west side? Let me know what's going on in the news. What's going on? You know, so you could say something relatable to them and you connect it to the music. You know, after a while, when you bring a fan base, it becomes about you. But to have the arrogance to say, well, I'm playing in a country for the first time, it's about me. A lot of times the locals just looking to see, well, let me see what this guy's about.
Yes, that is very true. But another side of this interview, what I can say I admire from you is your stage control.
Thank you.
And your mic presence.
Thank you.
So you have the nickname, and I would tell him what your nickname is.
Right, the Energy Godson. It's funny with the nickname, right? When people first started saying it or started hearing me say it, you know, Energy Godson. It was like, yo, you're taking something from Elephant Man.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know who gave me the name? They was like, who? I was like, Elephant Man. You know, I have a great relationship with Ellie. I was in his video, Pond the River. I danced on his shows back in the days. You know, I voiced him on Dubplate in Scare Them Days. Yeah, I voiced him on Dubplate and Scare Them Days. And Ellie started noticing that my energy and, like you said, my crowd control and my stage presence was a little bit closer to an artist than a DJ. So he'd be like, Kevin, you have the best energy in the world when it comes to a selector. You have the energy of Jesus. Me have the energy God, you have the energy of Jesus, Kevin. So who is Jesus? God's son. Yes. I didn't think, you know, calling myself Kevin Crown, the energy Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
So I said, I just changed it to the energy God's son. And I think a couple things that make me an elite entertainer. One, I come from a dancing background. So as a dancer, you know what makes people dance and you know why they want to dance. You know the tempo at which they want to dance to. You also know that stopping the music abruptly can kill somebody's vibes. So you know when to just keep them dancing and you know when they need a little jump start. Also, I think I'm a great MC is because I can DJ. I think I'm a great DJ because I can MC. Because you know the correlation for both, you know, and some DJs, because they're not MCs, they don't have a chemistry with an MC because they're not counting the bars the way the MC. Also, on the other hand, some MCs are not DJs, so they don't know technically when the song is gonna come in. So that's when you get that thing that's less than seamless. They be like, yo, something's off. So, you know.
Okay. Let's also talk about another aspect of you is natural born club killers.
Oh yeah.
And where did this concept come from?
All right, so before I was touring all over the place, I was a New York City DJ, right? And again, my style has always been in your face, aggressive, humorous, energetic. And people say, yo, Kevin, you killed that. You know, and one day I was just sitting in my house and it came to me and I called one of my boys and I said, yo, I think I was watching a movie, Natural Born Killers, yes. Right? Crazy movie. But And I think I thought about a network we have in New York called NBC.
Yeah.
And I saw Natural Born Killers, then I saw NBC, and some said NBCK. And I said, Natural Born Killers, Natural Born. And I said, Natural Born Club Killers. Call my boy. I said, yo, what you think about Natural Born Club Killers? He said, yo, it sounds violent, man. I said, nah, man, it's not. We're not causing violence, it's music. You know, just like you'll have a gunman song, it's not a literal gun, it's musical shots.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Most of the time. But, you know, I went with it, and I, you know, then I was doing a lot of crossover parties, a lot of open format, hip hop, trap, dancehall, soca, whatever moving the crowd, we was doing it all. So, you know, I put a little urban flair in there. I was like, yo, Natural Born Club Killer, you know, we kill clubs, resurrect them and kill them all over again. And then I made a logo and put it on the t-shirt. Now on the t-shirt, I said if I put Natural Born Club Killa, it could only be one.
Yeah.
If I do Natural Born Club Killers, it becomes a movement. And what happened, everybody was like, I'm a club killer. And everybody saw their own ways and why they kill clubs. People, yeah, I'm a bartender. You know, I be killing the clubs with drinks. I'm a photographer. I be killing the clubs with photos. Yo, I'm this, I be killing. So everybody drew from the club killers. Yeah, I be killing the club too. And, you know, it was good. I actually, you know, put some DJs on and made it a big movement. Largely out of necessity because I wasn't getting really accepted with some of my peers at the time. So, you know, I had to create my own because nobody was kind of bringing me in.
Okay. And now I want to talk about the breakthrough of Kevin Cron on the soca scene.
Right. Right.
That was a serious breakthrough.
Yes. Yes.
So what was that like? And now I can officially say a carnival in a carnival with Kevin Cron's not there.
Thank you. So my family's Grenadian.
Yes.
I grew up listening to soca music.
Yes.
You know, soca music is a part of my my history.
Yes.
On my sound system, King Crown,
Yes.
when I got put on around the age of 14, 15, my job, because everybody had a job. You had an MC, you had a reggae guy, you had a hip hop guy. I was a soca guy.
Okay.
When I was 15 years old. In the parties that we got booked for, soca would play 15, 20 minutes, and then I wouldn't have a job. I would just dance, you know, have fun, dance. Later on, I got really popular as a dancer. I got really popular as a DJ. I also developed my mic presence, and the sound actually put me as the official mics man after a couple of years because they said, Kevin, you have the personality. We want you to represent the mic. The person who was in charge of playing hip hop, he had a baby at 18 years old and had to pull back from the sound. So I started buying the hip hop records, and when you invest in something, you're gonna put it to use. So I started learning how to play hip hop, and you know, growing up in New York, you know the songs, it's just about putting it together.
In the rotation.
In the rotation. So the dance hall, the dancing, the hip hop, it kind of catapulted the dub plates. It catapulted me in a different lane that I excelled at. But I was always curating the soca music, but didn't really have a chance to really play it because I was, you know, you get work one place, you don't get to really show that side. So what happened, I was in Jamaica. I've been in Jamaica like close to 80 times in my life. I've been in Jamaica a ridiculous amount of times. It's just, I love that place. So I was in a club, and it was during carnival time. And during carnival time, they tolerate just a little bit more soca, right? So I'm playing soca set. A rep from Digicel was at the event, and they said, yo, we need him on our truck. Put me on the truck, and I believe the first time I was with Kurt Riley and Sparky, baby, 10,000 people behind the truck at the end of the carnival. The next year, same thing, we want Kevin back on the truck. This time, I was on the truck with Euphoric, Patrick the hype man and Euphoric. And they was just like, yo, you got good energy, man. Like giving me pointers like I was a rookie. And I'm looking at myself as a seasoned DJ, not realizing that the soca world don't really know me for playing soca. So then a Bayesian promoter saw me in Jamaica and brought me to Barbados and brought me to Crop Over Day. And all the soca DJs was like, what the hell is Kevin doing here? You know, I had maybe played on a Miami Carnival or played on a Labor Day, but an actual carnival, Jamaica was the first, then Crop Over. Now, that was maybe 2014, 2015. Am I who I am today? Absolutely not. Because you get way better as you do a thing way more. So there were certain things I did have to learn along the way with the delivery of the music, but the love and the catalog of the music was always there. You know, some people feel like they feel a couple things. Some people feel like I just got into soca, which is absolutely not true. And some people think I turned my back on dancehall. Two of them, which is absolutely not true, right? So, you know, people could talk and people could say what they want, but I always challenge people to challenge the people that they hear this from. Just ask, is he good or not?
Yes. Now, I want to ask you this because you've talked about the different genres you learned,
yes,
and how you built them up to the now product as we see as Kevin Cron.
Right.
Who were some of the DJs and selectors that Kevin Cron used to listen to get inspiration or had conversations with to get the notes? So,
you know, it's crazy. I think I've had conversations, played alongside almost all of my DJ heroes. Back in the days, I used to listen to like Tony Mataran, Stone Love, Fire Links, Bass Odyssey. In New York City, there was Bobby Connors and Jabba, yes, that I listened to on the radio. People like Steely Bashment, yes, Exquisite Sounds. What was the guy from Pasa Pasa? I forget his name. Not Squash.
Little Richard.
No. What is it?
Little Richard. Yeah.
Ooh, but Maestro. I forget the. Is it? I can't remember the sound name, but
Randy Rich.
One of them.
Okay.
Well, Richie Feelings was definitely one of the people I used to listen to, but I never wanted to be like those guys. Those are just guys I enjoyed listening to because they were them. I, was always interested in being myself because one, I'm not Jamaican. Yes. Two, I grew up in New York. So when you listen to those guys talk on the mic, aside from the accent, the content they were talking about was so relative to Jamaica and Jamaicans in Jamaica. Sometimes guys would listen to the audio, come to New York and say the same things. And we'd be like, yo, bro, ain't no Tivoli Garden here. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah. We in New York. So what I learned from those guys is you have to speak from your truth, right? And when you speak from your truth, people connect with you. And then later on, I learned that you speak through your truth, but you don't use you use them. So when you're on the mic and you say, yo, you see when people hate on me, I do this. You say, people, when people are hating on you, this is what we do to counteract the haters. Now, I took it away from me. I put it on them. Then I said we, because I'm down with you. Now they're like, yeah, I could relate. If it's just me, they'd be like, yo, this guy's self-centered. And I said, and this is the thing, as a brand or entertainer, it's never about you till it becomes about you. Because back in the days, Mataran, we did want him to talk about himself. Firelinks, we did want them to talk. Stone Love, we wanted them because we are fans, and when you're fans, you want the person you're a fan of to be confident and to be bossy or whatever the case may be. But before you get there, if you didn't put in no work, you don't have you don't deserve to make those me talks because you ain't there yet.
No, you talked about many sound systems,
yes,
and DJs.
Right.
Who are some of Kevin Cron's favorite sound systems and DJs.
All right, so Mataran, Firelinks, Bass Odyssey, Stone Love, Renaissance, Disco, Massive B, Babakan Nazanjaba, Exquisite Sound Systems out of New York. Who else?
Eddie's.
King Eddie's. King Eddie's, definitely. LP. You know, you go down those roads. Earth Ruler, big up Scorpion, big up Lee Major. Kid Capri.
Okay.
Mr. C.
Okay. Showing the variety.
Yeah. Spin Laden.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Some of those guys definitely
Okay.
inspired.
Now let's come out of the music aspect of Kevin Cron. Who is Kevin Cron outside of music?
So outside of the music, I'm a father, I'm a husband, electrician by trade.
Okay.
I'm a fitness enthusiast. I'm a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Hold on. So mental footnote, Bermuda. If I'm ever in a party with Kevin Cron and I punch somebody, you now see who my backup is. It's a 4th degree black belt.
See, it's funny people say that, but I'm so far removed from that when I'm in an event. You know, it would have to kick in. You know, but it's not like it's on my mental. Just like when I'm in the dojang and I have my uniform on, I have my belt on.
Yeah.
Music is not in my mental. My DJing is not in my mental. I'm very militant. I'm very I'm different, and that's my yin and my yang. I'm also very humbled because when I go in that space, I gotta take off my shoes. I gotta bow. I gotta call somebody master, yes sir, nurse sir. People call me not master. I'm not a master, but people call me sir, yes sir. You know, but respect when you go out, you know, backstage with Marshall Montano, and you know, even though there's a respect level there, you don't call him sir and bow, and you know, it's a different thing that I think some entertainers lose, that no matter how good you are on that stage, if you had to go in the hospital and save somebody's life, you probably couldn't do it. So you're a superstar on stage, this doctor's a superstar here. You know what I mean?
Respecting people's rules.
Respect people's rooms. And if you respect people's rooms, you'll understand that we are all human beings, and you respect them as a human being, and you want respect as a human being first. There's a lot of times where I've been places and people didn't know who I was, and they gave me a different kind of energy. And then either they saw the energy I got from people they deemed important, or they heard my name. And then they say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know who you were. Well, I'm a human being, and last time I checked, I didn't disrespect you in any way, so why can't we just have a respect conversation on that? So it's I'm definitely I got a lot of different layers to me, and I think those different layers all help in my artistry when I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay, one thing that I can say from my personal experience, watching you go through your rehab process. You did a lot of it on Instagram and social media. I can honestly shake your hand. It was a blessing to me, because I had to go through a rehab process myself. And from watching you and the excerpts and the things you were saying on Never Give Up, it was something that my mom always told me. And when I saw you, my mom always had this saying, tough times never last, but tough people do.
Absolutely, I like that.
Remember, this is just a season, but you'll get through.
Absolutely.
So those that knew I've gone through some serious medical issues.
Absolutely, I see it.
So seeing you get through that, while I was in Boston, I used to listen to your SoundCloud and your Lovers Rock at Northeastern Rehab Facility. They heard every day from 8:30 to 9:15.
So you're the reason why that's the most played mix on my SoundCloud. That mix is the most. And the thing about it, I'm a person that will put out a mix, promote it one time, and never promote it again. Yeah. I'm not somebody who, and no disrespect to anybody who has the time to do it, because I think you should do it. Yeah. There's people that, you know, they run ads on their mixes, and they run it, and they promote and really go out of the way. I don't. Once I curate a mix, I get a cover, I post it once or twice, and I let it do what it do.
When we finish the interview, I'll show you myself there.
Okay.
So believe it or not, the nurses knew. Once they heard Kevin Cron, I talked to you, Sanchez intro.
Right. Kevin Cron, I talked to you.
Free
is not right.
Is getting his shower. Leave him alone.
Okay.
And they heard it, and okay, he's ready.
Nice. I like that, man.
Yes.
So, a lot of people, again, I'm very misunderstood.
Yes.
There were times where if I'm in the gym, you know, I would post a picture with my shirt off, you know, my muscles and whatever the case may be. And people will have a perception, oh, this guy's cocky.
Okay, now before you get into that, how about I tell you this? I've been told that, but I also tell back to people, confidence and cockiness is how you interpret it.
Absolutely.
You may say I'm cocky,
right,
but I'm gonna let you know I'm confident. And you cannot say that I'm not confident, because I have the confidence within myself. Right. So those that say you're cocky, I look at you and say he's confident. Right. And confidence is like you can walk in a room, but when I walk in that room, respect me. Not I'm arrogant or cocky, but I'm confident and have the confidence of who I am. So
here's the thing. Cocky, I don't think I am. Confident, you have to be confident. Yes. I would say if I was cocky, you would never see me early on a party. You would almost never see me on stage trying to fix equipment. You wouldn't see me outside of the VIP mingling with people. You wouldn't see me play before or after certain people if I was cocky. You know, second of all, I work hard to be here. I was stabbed in my left arm a long time ago, and my radial nerve was severed. Anybody who knows what a radial nerve is your thumb, it's your wrist, and it's open in your fingers. So my hand was like this for a year. Other than that, I have nerve damage in this finger, my middle finger, right? If you see, I can't even make a full fist, right? So I have damage on both my limbs, right? I also had knee surgery in 2018. It wasn't too bad, arthroscopic surgery, but it was still something I had to get over. So when you see me jumping up on stage and doing a full toe touch, me winning martial arts tournaments or even getting my 4th degree black belt, me being able to squat 350, 360 pounds, me being able to stay fit, you know, I take it as an inspiration. It's a testimony to not giving up and not being complacent. So when I explain all these things to people, you know, they would expect somebody to like me to be cocky. And the thing about it, I don't even think too many people would be mad if I said, you know what, I am cocky, and didn't explain myself. Some people wouldn't even be mad if I say, yeah, you know what, I agree with you, I'm cocky, and don't explain. You know, the fact that I'm actually explaining and letting the people know, it's not because I want to change people's minds, it's because I want to inspire the ones going through what I went through. That's why I take my time to tell my story. If I could do it, you could do it. It's not about really changing people's minds, because people always gonna have a certain perspective on you, and if you live your life trying to change those perspectives, you'll never be happy. You know, so yeah, you know, you wanna call me cocky? Hey, you know.
Now let's get back into, I think, what has been your most, how would I say, your most breathtaking date or party you've played at to date? Where and when?
See, everybody asks me that, right? Yeah. Years ago, I would have told you Japan, right? And then maybe years after that, I would have told you Fully Loaded. Next time might have been a sound clash that I won, or the time somebody from Stone Love looked at me and said, "Yo, Kevin, yo, you're wicked." Or, you know, the first time I got to play alongside Mataran or Bass Odyssey or Ricky Trooper. But now I tell people a story of the first time I played Soca Brainwash in Trinidad. Shout out to my brother DJ Private Ryan. Yes. Now, Private Ryan, the first time we met was at an event. You know, the promoter was like, "Yo, I'm bringing Private Ryan. You gonna play before him, he gonna play after you." I said, "All right, no problem." You know, I'm not one of those people that make it hard for a headliner to perform. You know, I like music. Yeah. You know, I don't have to play the hits. So I did my thing. He was like, "Yo, this guy's good." You know? And I looked at him and said, "Yo, you got a MC?" He said, "No." And me knowing what I know about New York, you need an MC, especially after Kevin Graham.
Yes, yes.
So I introduced him and I started MCing for him. And this is the first time in a long time it ever happened where we had that chemistry without talking.
From day one.
So I'm thinking something, he's thinking the same thing. And he delivers it the way I would deliver it as a DJ. And I always wanted a DJ that had the same mind as me, where I could go out in front of the crowd, right? Fast forward, he gives me my first break at Soca Brainwash. This was in Miami. Before that, I will concede. I was a DJ that needed to see what you was gonna play before you played it. I wanted to know when you started your mix. I wanted to know too much.
Yes.
Even though I studied artists, I didn't study that part of the artistry of not turning around all the time to look and see if the DJ is ready. I didn't trust the DJs that much. Private Ryan at first Miami, he was elevated like 10 feet in the air. I couldn't see his laptop. So was it my best performance? No, it wasn't. Was it my worst? No. It was cool, you know? From that point on, I had to realize, you know, you can't be so focused on what song will connect with the crowd. Yes. And trust your DJ, because you guys have that chemistry. Yeah. So we did more gigs together, but in Trinidad, undeniably the biggest Brainwash. 10,000 people, no artists, just DJs. It's the Soca Monarch of DJs. And I was on with the headliner. So this is the Soca Brainwash the 70s. I believe this was 2018, maybe 5 years ago. The plan was Barry Hype was supposed to come out and introduce Private Ryan and vibe with him. They would get the crowd to a certain energy, then bring me on to take it through the roof. Rigo, shout out to Rigo, shout out to Ryan, shout out to everybody. Rigo was micing for Lord Hype. Whatever happened, Rigo couldn't mic for him for a little while. And Barry, being who he is, went and grabbed the mic and kept the show going. Ryan said, in the interest of entertainment, Barry's on stage. He cannot be now reintroduced. You have to start. I said, okay. A little nervous feeling, but I got this. We've been here before. But it was the 70s. And I said, Ryan, we got to break a major rule in Trinidad. We're going to play something other than soca during Carnival. He said, yeah, boy. We got 10,000 people in 70s theme. We got to play some disco. So I said, yo, I got to transition. If things go left and the crowd gets a little crazy, you transition Michael Jackson. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Get it to the clap part, because the beat goes out and there's a part where it just claps. You loop it. Bring in the bungee garland. Everybody let me see you clap, yo. I said, I've done it. I've done it before. Yeah. You know, that's a trend. And one thing with Ryan, he listens, you know, and he expounds. So he started, and it's a joke we always have. I say, yo, what you gonna start with? He always says, I don't know. And I always laugh. So he did something extraordinary. He started with old soca. Then I'm kind of just feeling it out, not really worried about what's coming next. And then he went into the disco. Now I look, because I like 10,000 people, we're gonna lose some people. People gonna be like, yo, what you doing? it's carnival, are they playing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we lost people, I didn't see it, because I saw the whole crowd come alive. They started doing the disco moves, and then, you know, in that moment, I had an out of body experience, and I watched myself on stage for 2.5 hours. And, you know, I didn't have to think about everything. Anything just flowed. When he was playing the Michael Jackson music, I was just doing the moves, and the crowd was moving with me. Everything I did. And then, you know, when I didn't want to talk, I would just be dancing, moonwalking on the stage, just having fun. I literally felt like an artist. And then when he hit the Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa, I knew what was coming next. I made my talk. Whatever I made, we got back to soca. And, you know, it after that day, you know, it was like, that's Kevin Crown. It didn't matter where I was from. It didn't matter my complexion. It didn't matter what flag I had in my back pocket. They was just like, yo, this guy's talented. Artists and DJs came up to me, yo, I got goosebumps. And, you know, me and Private Ryan have been able to produce that, you know, in some way, shape, or form, going forward to this day. And when people, you know, they talk about, you know, how I started, and, you know, he wasn't in the soca music community before, he was a dancehall. You know, I was like, that's like talking about Drake in 2005.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you sound really stupid if you talk about something that happened so long ago. You know, are you saying he's not good today? Are you saying he shouldn't be where he's at today? Are you saying if they gave you the opportunity, because I know it's a lot of you DJs talking, if you had the same opportunity, would you do better than him? Because y'all not gonna do what I do. Like I said, you can't, there's nobody that's gonna be better than me at being me. So your best you, is that gonna be better than my best me? So it's, you know, I laugh, and I love those conversations, because I always win. Because when people downplay you, and they downplay you to people, and then I have a lot of avenues for people to see for themselves. So if you say, oh, he's just this, and then you say, well, for a dancehall guy, this guy's pretty good. And then you look, and then you're like, yo, this guy's good. And you say, you know what? Anybody can have a good set. Let me see what he does here and here. So year after year after year after year. The consistency, the year after year. And then in the pandemic, day after day after day after day, you're like, nah, wait a minute.
And speaking on your pandemic, I listened to a lot of your shows and watched a lot of your shows.
Thank you.
You was actually doing things that I would like, that I also do. I listen to your sets, and you play a lot of songs that were popular, but they didn't stay the longevity of the era.
Yes.
You were playing certain 90s songs that a lot of people play 90s, but it's the same, the Faith, Bookshelf, Joyride. But when you was playing like the Arab Attack, and you was playing rhythms that if you wasn't on the 90s, you remember these. And when you was playing them, I was like, this guy's taking me back to the day. Like I would be singing songs like, I ain't heard this song in
a
years.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gave a difference. So I'm gonna shake your hand.
Thank you, man.
And on behalf of the Loud Lounge, this has been an amazing interview. Bermuda, you see it. I'm here with Kevin Cron, the energy godson himself.
Boom.
We made it happen a year later, but we made it happen.
Yeah, respect, man.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, man.
And before you go, to those that are watching, give some words of inspiration to those that are watching and DJs that are coming up.
All right, so for people that are watching, if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. All right, that's something I've literally put on a t-shirt and a coffee mug. If you're not evolving, you're dissolving. So once you master something or become comfortable at something, you know, find a way to get better at it, or find something else to do. right? Because complacency killed the cat. All right, it's curiosity killed the cat. But when I say complacency, if you reach a plateau and there's nowhere else to go, you're complacent where you're at. The only other place to go is down. And when you start declining, you decline to death, right? So once you're always trying to evolve and you're always on that upward trajectory, when you hit a place of complacency, find somewhere else that takes you up. Also, don't stress what you can't control, and you can't control people, especially stupid people, but you can control yourself. If you say this, 95% of your problems will disappear. You know, if you're in traffic and you start cursing, well, don't stress what you can't control. You can't control people, especially all you stupid people. You know, but I can control myself. Take a deep breath and you keep it going. As far as DJs, master your craft or figure out, you know, what you're good at, right?
Your niche.
Your niche.
Yes.
Figure out what you're good at, right? Hopefully your niche, you have love for your niche when we talk about genres or whatever you're doing, right? Master it, figure out how you can make money from it. Because don't be one of those guys that, you know, you call yourself a DJ and you call yourself critiquing Kevin and Rigo and Ryan, but you can't sustain your life with your DJing. You have a 9 to 5 and you're a weekend warrior. You know, if you're not doing this professionally and full time and this is what your bread and butter is, I don't think you have the right to openly critique any one of us who've taken a leap of faith to do this as a business. If you haven't figured out how to monetize this and make it a business, you're just a person spinning records and you're not going to be respected. You know what I mean? And the blends and the cuts and the spins, you know, if you're not running a business, you know, you're just showing off for your friends before you got to wake up to go to work. You know what I mean? So figure out the business end. When you figure you've mastered your niche or become more, if you become complacent at something, learn something else. You always have something to learn in this game. You know, look at the rise of Afro beats and Amapiano. I'm a student of that. You know, I'm not a master of that. I'm a student of that because it's forever changing. So, you know, you want to last in this business, you know, keep learning.
So Bermuda, you heard it here at the Loud Lounge with yours truly, Selector Free and Kevin Crown.